Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. You guys know how much I love Coach Rodney Garner. I say it all the time on this channel. I'm going to continue to say it. I'm not going to back down from it. I think he's the best defensive line coach in the country. I think the way he recruits, the way he evaluates, the way he develops talent, I love him. He's that old school coach, hard-nosed, hard to satisfy. You never feel like you're making him happy, but at the end of the day, you know that he is making you better. I'm so excited about the future for this defensive line. Obviously, the first name that comes to mind is James Pierce, a guy who I think is going to be a first-round draft pick. I think he could be the first player off the board after he wraps up the 2024 season. I say it all the time. You guys better drink it in. You better enjoy James Pierce in 2024 because he is going to be off to the NFL. Guys like Joshua Joseph, Omar Norman Lott, Tyree Weathersby, a guy that a lot of people thought could make some noise as a true freshman prior to his injury. Some young guys like Caleb Herring, Shandavion Bradley. I think Tyree West was really starting to come along late in the season. I'm excited about the future of this defensive line under Rodney Garner. I think he's a big reason why when you look at this defense when Josh Heupel showed up. First year, 90th in scoring defense. This past season, 23rd in the country in scoring defense. And I know a lot of people want to complain about the defense. A lot of people want to blame the defense. But the reality is under Tim Banks, under Coach Rodney Garner, this defense has gotten better year in and year out. And I think they're going to continue to get better. I think once you plug and play some of these young athletic corners in the secondary, you got to continue to add some guys via the portal after the overhaul in the secondary. I think this defense has a chance to continue to improve in year 4, but the reality is, the bottom line is, from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, it's always been Coach Garner's defensive line that led the charge for this defense. He's a 35-year veteran of the SEC. He's won 6 conference championships, 34 bowl game appearances, 7 NFL draft, first-round NFL draft picks, 10 All-Americans developed. I love me some Coach G, so why are we talking about him on this Tuesday morning? Well, this was floating around on Twitter yesterday, and a lot of you guys started to tag me in it. A lot of you guys started to DM me, asking me questions. Boogie, say it ain't so. Is Rodney Garner considering going back to Auburn? Their defensive line coach is off for the NFL. Does Rodney Garner want to return home? Auburn is his alma mater. Would he want to go back and finish his career there? My initial thoughts were no. I think Rodney Garner wants to stay in Knoxville. There are a lot of reasons why I do believe that. We're going to get into him. We're going to talk about him coming up here in just a moment. But as always, do me a favor, guys, and smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts, we're not insiders, we're not media, we're not talking at you here. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live, when we drop a video. Going to be live later tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, we are going to play some NCAA 14 revamps. We're going to play some video games. We're going to tell some jokes. We're going to have some fun. We're going to goof off. We're going to build this community. That's what Tuesday nights is all about. But we're also going to be talking all things Tennessee football, whether that's recruiting, expectations. Coach G will talk about this tonight. Come hang out 6:30. It's always a good time on Tuesday nights. Also tomorrow, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Coach J versus Coach Rice, live film breakdown. They've both got to pick a player in the state of Tennessee. Coach Rice on offense, Coach J on defense. They're going to sell you, the listener, their guy, their player, their prospect, and you're going to get a chance to vote and decide who wins that showdown tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Come hang out. That'll be fun as well. But let's talk a little bit more about Coach Garner, who he is, what he has done specifically in his time at Tennessee. You can go right to his bio at utsports.com, and it talks about his first season, 2021. The defense finished 8th nationally and 2nd in the SEC in tackles for loss with 108. Says it doubled the total from a season prior. So again, Coach G comes in, and he goes to work with guys like Matthew Butler, and he improves this defense dramatically up front. We still have to get better on the back end. I understand it. But Coach G is the reason. He is the reason that we're seeing so much improvement up front in year 1. Goes on to talk about Matthew Butler, a guy that was faced with a decision. Did he want to come back for a 5th year? He decided to come back, and he does. What does he do? Produces the best season of his career, 47 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks. Goes on to talk about Pro Football Focus grading him one of the SEC's top 10 defensive linemen in rush defense. How does he finish off his career? 5th round NFL draft pick by the Las Vegas Raiders. You move on. We talk about year 2. Who do you think about when you look at 2022? The first name that jumps off the page is Byron Young, a guy that, transferred here, and we're like, okay, this guy has freak athleticism. When are we going to see him do his thing? He does it in 2022. But as a team, as a unit, Tennessee once again led the SEC in tackles for loss per game with 7.2. That ranked 10th nationally. Says Garner's unit was among the nation's best at putting pressure on the quarterback with 80 quarterback hurries, set the tone for the rushing defense that was second in the SEC and 20th in the country, allowing 115.8 rushing yards per game. Goes on to talk about BY, drop some of his numbers, and then, of course, you remember, drafted in the 3rd round of the NFL 2023 draft. You look ahead at 2023, year 3, second in the SEC with 41 sacks, 4th in the SEC in rushing yards allowed at 113.7. Coach G has been the guy, the reason we have seen that improvement up front. Now, who's next? I believe it's James Pierce. After this 2024 season, I think we're going to see him off to the NFL. So the question is, Boogie, do you think he wants to return back to Auburn? What were my initial thoughts when I saw that tweet? And again, I love when you guys tag me on stuff. It gives me an idea of what you want me to be talking about on the channel. So I appreciate when you guys do that. But I saw the tweet. First thoughts were no. I don't see Rodney Garner leaving. Again, how long does he want to coach? How much gas is left in the gas tank for Rodney Garner? And then the second thing I thought of was, his daughters. Both of his daughters attend the University of Tennessee. So in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, he's here. His family's around him. Why not settle down, retire, call it a career at the University of Tennessee? Does he want to go back? Does he want to go back and finish out his career at his alma mater? And, you really can't blame a guy if he did want to do that. Let's think about a VFL that would be coaching. Why would you not want them to come back home if the shoe fit? And I think the shoe would fit for Rodney Garner. Again, I think he's the best defensive line coach in the country. He played at Auburn from 85 to 88, won back-to-back SEC championships there. Would he want to go back and call it a career at the alma mater? Now, what does my opinion matter? Probably doesn't. You know the deal, for the fans, by the fans. I was scrolling around the VolQuest yesterday, and I saw people asking Austin Price's opinion. This is what he said. So it sounds like he believes that Coach Garner's probably already received a phone call from Auburn. He said he would lean towards him not going anywhere, but called it a real possibility with Charles Lewis being back on the Auburn staff, said they're lifelong friends. He said, something we don't hear about, we don't always know about, we don't always speculate on. Florida called Coach Garner earlier this year. He said thanks, but no thanks. Auburn also called. So when you talk about going back to your alma mater, do you want to finish your career at Auburn? They called back when Hugh Freeze was hired, and Coach Garner said thanks, but no thanks. An interesting thing to me, again, talking about being around his family, his daughters at the University of Tennessee. His wife still lives in Auburn. So Coach G and his girls are here. You know how the coaching world works. We talk about the hours, the amount of time they put in, coaching, film study, recruiting, transfer portal. I mean, the guys never have a day off, but I still think it's interesting that his wife is still back in Auburn. So is that a reason? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's just interesting to me and worth noting. As of late last night, after 10 o'clock, the VolQuest chat, Austin Price said, as of now, my stance hasn't changed. Said he thinks that Rodney Garner will be back at Tennessee. And then he made a comment, how much does Hugh Freeze want him versus how much do the donors want him? There's pressure there. But what do you guys think? Jump into the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Rodney Garner returns to Auburn to finish out his career with his alma mater, or does he wrap things up and ride off into the sunset at Tennessee? I think he stays here. I think he likes it here. I think he likes this coaching staff. He's got a lot of young guys that he's recruited that he's going to be able to develop and get off to the league. If he does go, who slides in there next? It was very interesting when they hired Robert Ayers to come in and kind of work under Rodney Garner. A lot of talk about Coach Chop. You hear his name all the time in the world of recruiting, but It's not always just recruiting. It's X's and O's and also Jimmy's and Joe's. So something to keep an eye on. We'll see. I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section. As always, do me a favor and smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. And go check out the merchandise. We got some brand new shirts out here. The Chosen One with that 8-ball emoji. The Cult of 8 shirts are also there. Talkin VAWLS letter themed shirts. Danny White brought back the letters. We bring them to you on a clean Talkin VAWLS design. But again, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link is also in the description below. Also, shout out to the members of the channel. We say for the fans, by the fans, also fan funded. This channel would not be my job. I would not be able to drop videos every day, live streams, all that fun stuff without your support. Think about hitting that join button down below. It's just $1. For $1, you can support what we're doing around here. Custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, access to fan call-in shows, a power tee beside your name, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But if not, that's fine. Smash the thumbs up. That's quick, free, and easy. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about Coach Garner, because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.